Benredjeb comes with a good reputation of a strong chin, a French Algerian, but Hodkinson, well, virtually in his own backyard, making his second defence now of the third defence, in fact, of the European Championship.
Gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, BJ Eastwood proudly presents the main event of the evening, sponsored by the Stanley Leisure Organisation. A 12-round featherweight contest of 3 minutes each round at 9 stone for the Featherweight Championship of Europe. Between and introduces you the challenger with a record of 32 contests, 23 wins, 17 by the KO, lost 7 and drawn 2. Put your hands together, warm welcome please, for the Featherweight Champion of France, Farid Benredjeb. And in this corner, with a record of 16 contests, 15 KOs and 1 draw, defending his title, the Featherweight Champion of Europe, Hodkinson. At the weigh-in at 1 o'clock this afternoon, both boxers scaled 8 stone, 13 3/4 pounds. Your officials appointed by the EBU, your referee, George Grubars of Germany, Judge Henk Adriansi of Holland, and Judge Knut Jensen of Denmark. Your supervisor is Dr. David Barnett of Liverpool, and your timekeeper, Colin Roberts.
Well, there it is. Won the championship. Hoko, as they call him, Hodkinson, against Raymond Armand from France, and in Belfast last April. And then when he fought for the British Championship against Peter Harris, that became an automatic European defence as well.
Seconds out.
It's already got a Lonsdale belt outright for the British Championship, scheduled then for 12 rounds. And as Nigel Benn said, he's really got an impressive record, Paul Hodkinson. He's 24, he's quite mature in the fight game. But the Alcaris brothers from France, who obviously have a hand in this Benredjeb's career, so it won't be an easy fight for either man, because the Algerian really does take a good punch and has proved it in the past, including a draw with Bernardo Pinango. He was a Venezuelan who was bantamweight champion back in 86 and 87. That was a good performance. He's 29. Well, it's obviously ridiculously early to judge, Terry, but over the years we've seen some tough Algerians come to this country, haven't we?
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been best for Hodkinson at the moment to stick with the jab. He was keeping Benredjeb off distance there, off balance rather, there with the jab.
Originally he was supposed to be fighting an Italian, Guerrier, but he had to pull out, and in my opinion this substitutes a tougher match. He's a very compact performer, Hodkinson, he really is. And that draw was well away from problems. He didn't think he'd ever get that one against the Panamanian, Tommy Arguelles. But he won the return in Belfast. He rolls in with the punches, the champion, doesn't he? And he's got these good short shots inside, very much an American style. A kind of, and I'll put him on a high pedestal here, kind of Julio Cesar Chavez style he's got, Terry.
Yeah, he's a very impressive fighter, Hodkinson. And, I did read somewhere that Barney said he was going to move and box for the first couple of rounds, but I don't know if he sensed something early. I would have thought that Benredjeb is a tough guy. The fact that Michel Akaris has taken the time and trouble to come here, he must think that he's got a chance.
Well, maybe at the end of this round, coming up now, my manager, Barney Eastwood, will have some more to say to Hodkinson. Let's see. German referee. I haven't seen him officiate before. 3 judges then, in case you miss those. Denmark, Holland, 2 judges actually, and the referee does score. There it is. There's the rundown then. As I say, it's very impressive, isn't it, Hodkinson? It's Eddie Shaw on the inside there, the old firm with Barney Eastwood, who used to work, of course, with Barry McGuigan. But it would be unfair to make comparisons, although they were the same weight.
Seconds out. Round 2.
Second round. And the German referee doesn't want to come out too early for play there. It's not easy for an import to come in and settle down in the other bloke's backyard right away, but it looks as though Benredjeb has been around the world enough to be able to discount any crowd cheers. He looks a little bit battle-scarred, Benredjeb. He might be lucky to get away with not being cut with this head-to-head stuff that's going on.
He looks a little sore around the left eye, Reg, Benredjeb.
Well, certainly the champion hasn't got to go looking for the Frenchman, who comes from Algerian stock but was actually born in France. And for those who do follow fight form, he actually went the distance with Jean-Marc Renard of Belgium, who's one of the better Europeans in the last few years. He fought Pat Cowdell, so that gives a good line there on Benredjeb. Close in that left hook. In boxing terms, is a beauty from Hodkinson.
He's testing his chin early, Reg.
Pushing him off there to get some space between him and this challenger. He's a game enough guy, but he's well under fire here. Oh, that's the way to double him up, isn't it, with that left hook? Absolutely perfect. Minute to go in this round.
It's a tremendous start from Hodkinson. He certainly looks world-class tonight.
Yeah, he does, and he's well-rated at the moment as well. Maybe fighting Steve Cruz, the man who defeated Barry McGuigan in Las Vegas. That's the way to do it. He's going to fold up from this, I'll tell you that, Benredjeb. He's really taken some stick. He switches from body to head there, and he's really had him rolling, but what a game guy. Oh, he just set him up with 3 left jabs there and then let the right hand go. That's the way to do it. Taken a lot of sticks, hasn't he, Benredjeb, Terry, but he's done well. Now the crowd are rising to Hodkinson, as you would expect.
It's come to life now. You started off saying he's a tough opponent, and that for sure he is. He's got hit with everything in that round.
Now then, we'll have a look at that in slow motion and feel the effects now. You'll watch the way he uses that left hand there, doubles it up punches, and then he plants the right hand in just as he wants, but he can vary the punches so well, Hodkinson. So he does it 3 on the turn, or no, 2 actually. It was an earlier time he let the 3 go. But Let's talk over that one, Terry.
Well, he's a very mature boxer for 15, 16 fights. He looks like he's got everything in the armory close up. He throws beautiful punches when he's close. I was quite surprised actually there that Benredjeb didn't in fact go down.
Seconds
he was certainly badly hurt.
Round 3.
And we're into the third round of this European Championship then at 9 stone. And they both come in at the same weight, 8-13 3/4. Well, I wonder what the corner orders were then for Benredjeb. He's come straight out to try and take the fight to Hodkinson. I wouldn't have thought that was in his favour.
I think he only knows one way to fight, Reg, and that is fight. I think Hodkinson will be well to work behind that jab. He does it so well. He's got a very good jab, almost as powerful. And I think he's cut over the right eye, Benredjeb. He's marked under the left, and I think he's cut under the right now. No, over the right, I'm sorry.
Well, I did say he looks a bit battle-scarred when he came in, and would be a bit lucky to escape injury like that. Minute gone then in this round. Oh, uppercuts inside there. He's murdering him with those, Hodkinson. He can't, there's not much blood coming from it, Terry, so I shouldn't think the seconds will have any problem with his cut.
Right in the corner of the eyeball, look at it.
No way is it a good thing to happen, particularly so early in the contest, but it doesn't look a dangerous one. Maybe it won't matter. If Hodkinson can keep this up, he'll stop him. Only been stopped once in 35 fights, Benredjeb. That's a good performance, considering he's been on the circuit among the top fighters all the time. I shouldn't think there's a better combination left hooker in the country than this
boy. No, I wouldn't think so. This guy's got some chin.
Yeah, but for how long? He can't absorb it for too long.
That's what I'd like to see Hodgson. But then he picks him from behind the jab.
Well, now I'm totally convinced that Benredjeb is a much better opponent than the Italian import would have been, whom I have seen. So the gentleman in the suit outside is actually a boxing border control official who just has to make sure that nothing is being used on the injuries that's forbidden by the board in any way. And that's a Frenchman's trainer there working on it. And there's the information. He still claims that he's French champion. Yeah? There was talk in the papers anyway that he'd had a bad hand, but in the dressing room, Benredjeb was denying that. Meaning an injured hand, not a bad one. Terry, have a look at this again.
Well, I've heard of French resistance, Reg. This was certainly French resistance. You know, I don't know what's holding the guy up, but I'm sure when the bell goes, he's going to get up and go straight after Hodkinson.
Round 4.
Round 4. And so far, the German referee hasn't had any work to do, really. It's such a hard fight. Hodgkin, as they say in boxing terms, very much the governor. But certainly Benredjeb hasn't come just for the ride. good to see a British fighter, Terry, that can switch from head to body the way this fellow does. He really works on the body, waiting for the head to drop.
He's got to be careful, Hodkinson. He got caught with the right hand. He doesn't fight like an English fighter, Reg, does he? He fights far more like an American fighter. He's more a bob and weave, work to the body merchant, you know. He's a very good left hooker.
Looks like he studies the business as well, doesn't it?
I still like to see him work behind the jab because he lands clean punches when he gets off with the jab first. You know, that jab's almost as good as one of the left hooks.
Exactly, yeah. His fighting style, the way he's got these salvo punches coming in, he sickens an opponent before he stops them. He's already slowed down a bit now, isn't he, Benredjeb? Minute to go then in the fourth. He mustn't get too casual, Hodkinson. He got caught with a couple of punches there that traders would call silly punches. Not surprisingly now, Benredjeb showing the bruises of battle. And the corner of coke with that little nick around the right eye. This is the area, in fact, the hall where Hodkinson first learned his boxing, and his trainer from those early junior days is here. Told him to go home when he was only 8 years of age and said, come back when you're more serious. And he couldn't be more serious than he is tonight. In a way, bothered to turn to southpaw there, Hodkinson. He was doing all right on the normal style. Let's have a look at that again now. I just thought that Benredjeb slowed down a little bit there. He wasn't quite as mobile, all the guts in the world. And there's some more information there in his last fight. And as I said, the drawn decision was in Panama, which I still don't quite understand what he was doing out there. But he won the return fight anyway. And uses that fellow that had a draw with him, Arguelles, as a sparring partner in Ireland. Second fight here in Kirkby. Last December he won here. And as Terry Lawless was saying, if he comes from the Akari stable, you can bet he knows his business all right. Although big brother Akari's lost to Tony Simpson for the European Championship. Round 5 then. He's doing what you were saying, Terry, using the left jab to set him up there for a while, wasn't he? There it is. Such a good jab. Benredjeb hasn't been the most accurate puncher from the start, but he's got a bit ragged now. He really is setting up the target with that left-hand jab. I mean, keep the other fellow occupied while he's working out whether he's going to turn it into a hook or shoot the right hand over like that.
I don't think Hodkinson knows what's holding Benredjeb up.
Sheer guts at the moment, but for how long? system now, knows that he's got to make every punch count, because the world organisations are taking note of him now in the ratings. And the WBC championship is currently vacant, vacated by Jeff Fennick. So Villasana of Mexico is fighting a fellow called Park of Korea.
He shook Hodkinson there, Reg.
Yes, he certainly
right
did.
hand and shook him.
He fell right into that punch. And I'm saying he's ragged. There you are, he's still a dangerous foe. Well, it's developed into a toe-to-toe war now. Well, Hodkinson's been under fire a little bit here, Terry. That's surprising if he's come up to the end of the round.
I would think that Hodkinson is getting a little bit disappointed that the fight is still taking place. I would have figured the amount of punches he's hit Benredjeb with, that it would have been over by now. He's incredibly pulled out.
Well, as we look at this again now, I think this is where Benredjeb, that's the right-hand punch that really shook Hodkinson there, and he ducked to getting close to try and get out of the way of the next one. Well, as I say, a few of the old contusions of battle showing there, but he came back well there, Benredjeb.
Seconds out. Round 6.
Sixth round. Just a reminder that championship fight scheduled for 12. And the European Championship really counts in America. They regard that as higher than winning the British. And that's the market that Hodkinson's looking for. Although he's getting such good support both here in Liverpool and in Ireland, that it'd be nice if we could make a World Championship fight eventually. Now, that's all what could happen, but he's got a lot to do here to prove it now. This is the 13th major fight for the Barney Eastwood camp this year. And that's only one loser in Harold Brown, so I mean that really is a good record. But I think there's a little bit of sweat going on among the cornermen now. And in chance of Hoko, Hodkinson's nickname. That's a lot better now, Terry, from Hodkinson. He's doubling up that left hook again. He's really good with that.
I don't believe this guy's strength, Reg. I can't think of many times I've seen a guy get so many times on the chin and still walk back.
And then critics might have the cheek to say, well, Hodkinson's not that much of a puncher. Well, all I can say is they should ask 15 opponents that he's beaten, because they've all been stopped. And we've got a minute to go in the sixth. A little head warning there from the referee. So we're inside the last half minute then. And a bit more control in this round by Hodkinson, don't you think?
Well, he's got to do that, Reg, because he can't afford to go tired. with Benredjeb because he seems to be prepared to be there all night. So he's got to do some smart boxing as well and save a little. And he does so well when he goes behind the jab. He picks clean shots instead of missing the punches.
There they are, they're working what's called the end swell. They drop that into the ice bucket and they can work the bruising away with it. I think Angelo Dundee was one of the first to use that when he borrowed a doll's house iron. Well, there it is again, Terry. See, that was the doubling up there, wasn't it, of the left hook? Beautifully done.
Yeah, he's a beautiful left hooker.
Seconds out. Round 7.
Round 7. And a bit late getting out there in the French corner. Well, from the off, Terry, as we both agreed that this is going to be a tough fight for Hodkinson, but I don't think we realised how tough it was going to be, really.
Well, I certainly didn't think anybody was capable of soaking up this amount of punches. I'm looking at Barney in the corner now, and I know how I'd be feeling when you've had 6 rounds and you've probably won every 6th round and the guy's still coming.
You'd be twitching a bit, as
yes.
I say, because well, the French promoters came saying their man has a chance, even though we're away from home, as they say, and it does inspire the home man. The judges should always be neutral, and I hope they're going to be. And Barney Eastwood there. No, I don't think his colour hasn't changed to green yet, but he's a little bit concerned. This is a test for Hodkinson, Terry, in the sense that with the possibility of it going the distance, and he's got to be as strong at the finish as he was at the start.
Well, on the points system, Reg, you know, it's beginning to get that you could almost get to a position where you could see the referee stopping the fight because the Frenchman has no chance of winning, but he still looks like he could pull something out any time. Amazingly.
It's one of those things where it's a stand and fight job now, where they've got to pull up all the courage from their boots in this part of the fight, the second half, because it's been non-stop. And there it is then, a close-up, as I say, of the end swell. You use that as well in the corner, Terry, don't you, when you have to with bruising?
Yes, sir.
It swells.
Very helpful.
But really, it's a strange thing to say, but he looked more marked up in the second and third round than he does by the 7th. I can't believe that could happen.
Mind, they've not got so much work to do there now. They've obviously got the cut under control, and the eye's not swollen anymore. And funny enough, they've got to work on Hodkinson there. He's got a nosebleed, and they've had the adrenaline off his nose.
Yeah, it might affect his breathing a little bit too. That'll be a problem there.
Seconds out, round 8.
And we're into the 8th round of this very hard-fought European Championship with Paul Hodkinson from Liverpool defending here in Kirkby against Farid Benredjeb. And the referee, unlike the American fights, will score if it goes 12 rounds. He's from Germany, with the judges from Denmark and Holland. Oh, there's a shot. He caught that right hand right above the commentary position here, and he tried to dive in and throw some more as he's on his knees.
6, 7,
and he's taken the count up in English to German referee right above us here. And Hodkinson thought he'd won there because it was about 9 3/4 when he got up, Terry.
He didn't beat the count, Reg.
No, it was so noisy I couldn't hear it. But he'll do it now in the 8th round. He'd be lucky to survive this round because he's nailed in so early in the round, Hodkinson. And the crowd really literally on their feet here. Right on the back of what would be called the bleachers anywhere else. They're standing on the seats, and it looks as though it's all over now.
The referee should step in.
He's really rocking, and the referee could, as you say, Terry, in the 8th, could dive in when he wants. The towel has come in, and it's all over. It shouldn't be accepted, the towel, but it will be by the referee who will make the decision. I'm not sure that does him any good there, getting him around the ring like that while he's so tired, but everybody's so elated in the corner. Well, we're all trying to catch our breath there then. We'll watch the knockdown in replay. And here it comes, Terry. See the right hand bang over the top.
Yeah,
he caught him absolutely flush on the chin. And there was no way really he was going to get over it. He fought with a great deal of heart, but it just... Well, that was one on extra time there that he shouldn't have done. So he was entitled to get up a bit late, wasn't he? Have another look here. So what an elation there, and you can expect from Hodkinson, and Barney Eastwood's almost catapulted into the ring. Now the press corps have dived in there. We're hoping to get an interview in his second, I hope, with Hodkinson, but he's getting the congratulations from the challenger there, and he had to take care of that first. And the belt is being put on there by Dr. Barnett of the Boxing Board of Control.
Dr. David Barnett will present the belts. Still the featherweight champion of Europe, Paul Hodkinson.
Well, pandemonium in there, the usual carnival. But we get over to Gary Newbon talking to the champion.
Well, congratulations, an impressive performance, but he was a hard nut, wasn't he?
Good to get in from, I tell you, he was the toughest opponent I've ever faced in my life. He was tough. I would never have to face anyone like that again.
But if you're going to fight for the world title, you're going to have to fight even tougher opponents to win it.
Yeah. You know, if you want to be world champion, that's the type of people who've got to be fighting, you know, I'm dreaming all the time. And as you've seen tonight, you know, I forced out my skin tonight.
There was one moment in the fifth, the only moment when you looked as if you'd been really rocked.
Yeah, I think it was a overland right, was it?
It was a right.
Yeah, that was it, like, you know, but I recovered and got back to my jab and the combinations.
The best is yet to come, Paul.
But let's have a look at the knockdowns, because this was when you really clinched it.
Right hand, was it? That's it.
Yep.
Right hand, overland right.
It's the first knockdown, this one.
That's the first time he's ever been put down. But it was the toughest opponent I've ever faced in my life, him. He was I don't know where he got him from.
Actually, for the record, it was the second time, but it was the hardest he's ever been put down. Now look at this.
I was on the side that he had jab. No, that's when I stepped up the pace. When I hit him, I stepped up the pace. But I tell you, the toughest opponent I've ever faced in my life.
You look like a man in a hurry tonight, though.
Well, you know, I'm always fit as a fiddle, you know, and I can, you know, fight 3 minutes of each round, 12 rounds, you know, that's the way I fight.
Right, Barney, this country of Britain's longing for a new McGuigan. Is this guy eventually going to be another McGuigan?
I think this guy has a special talent of his own. He's a good boxer and he's a good puncher. I think he proved what a great champion he is tonight. We knew it was going to be a very, very difficult fight. It's our 13th championship fight in 12 months, and we've won now 12 out of 13, and we thought it was going to be unlucky, but it all come good. I think, you know, he can go on to win a world championship, and he's a lot of charisma. He's really marvellous the way he's improved, but just getting a championship fight to this part of the world is going to be difficult, and without the help of sponsors, and we were lucky here that...
Okay, let me just hold you there, because we've had plenty of them. Let me ask you while we've got the time, what is next?
I think he'll fight someone maybe in the top 5 or the top 6.
Right.
For maybe eliminator or a very meaningful fight.
Finally, let me tell you that the IBF champion Jorge Paez is very keen to fight him. Will that be it, or will it be WBC?
I don't think. I think we'll go for the WBC.
That's vacant at the moment. That's Park of South Korea against Milosano, who's very tough.
Yes, and the winner of that must defend against Paul Hodkinson. He's number 3 in the world now.
Okay, well done.
So we're hoping for it.
Impressive performance. A lot of people have enjoyed that. Let's hope you're really going places. Let's go back to Nick Owen. Thank you, Barney.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Well, Nigel Benn, he certainly wouldn't be shifted, would he, the Frenchman?
That was a very tough opponent, but I know Paul was going to pull through. Unbelievable. I can see him becoming a world champion. He's so talented. And I know everyone's keep classing him as another McGuigan. You know, he's his own person. He ain't nothing like McGuigan. He's unbelievable. It can be very demoralising for a fighter if you keep throwing in your best shots and nothing happens. Well, yeah, I mean, when I fought Jorge and Paro in America, when I went 10 rounds, I was hitting him with everything. You know, and the guy wouldn't budge, he just kept on coming forward. I was hitting him with uppercuts, overhand rights, and he just took him. I just couldn't believe it. I thought, well, I know I'm in for a long night. This was after about the 3rd round. Well, a great night for Paul, and you talk about yourself in the States there. You sound like a man reborn, really. Yeah, to tell you the truth, after the defeat I had against Watson, it made me realise how far I was away of being away from being world champion, how much I didn't really know much about boxing until I actually went to America and I started training with Vic Andretti. It made me realise that, boy, I've got a long way to go. But it was a blessing in disguise. I'm glad I did go to America because, to tell the truth, the nightlife and everything over here was really ruining me. But there's nightlife over there, Nigel. Yeah, it's nightlife, but I was away from everybody else. Nobody knows me out there, so I can just have one-on-one with my trainer and just concentrate strictly on boxing. You looked in terrific form in your last fight against Quinones. We're going to see that right now. You ready for it? Yeah, I'm ready for it. Here it is. Let's go.
He can box a bit when he tries, Ben, and he can fight a lot too when he's in the mood, when he puts those punches together. Like that. Doubles them up. And again, he's got him in trouble now. There's nowhere to run on the ropes. He's really landing into him and follows it up through the ropes, and Richard Steele has got to dive in. We'll give him the standing mandatory 8 count now. But he's in bad shape, Quinones, I tell you that. His legs are looking very unsteady. Now, I don't think Ben's going to let him off the hook. No, and he didn't need that clip around the ear to go with it. The first right-hander was enough.
Lay down.
The referee telling him to stay there because he's already stopped it, but Quinones is trying to protest, but the referee's absolutely right, and a good first-round win for Nigel Benn.
Bob Arum, the American promoter, saying you're his English haggler. Yeah, that's nice to be mentioned in the same breath as Marvin Hagler. Really nice indeed. But that means I've got a lot to live up to. What have you learned then? I mean, what did you learn in that Michael Watson fight? I learned a lot.
Before, I used to just go out there and just crash, bang, wallop. If I miss him with the right, I catch him with the left. You know, so... And that was what I learned over here, just, you know, just go out there and just have a war, regardless. Never think about defence, just go out there and just throw everything I've got. And now I've been with Vic Andretti, that's not how it goes. You know, go out there, use your jab, and every shot I throw, you know, make sure it's going to count. Before it was just like...
Wham, bam, thank you, man.
Thank you, man, yeah.
So what is the plan now? It strikes me you've got quite a future mapped out over the next 12 months.
Well, my next fight's on the 14th of January against Michael Alajade, who's ranked number 3 by the, I think, WBC or WBA. And if everything goes all right, I should fight either Iron Barkley or Roberto Duran after his performance against Sugar Ray Leonard. Bob Aaron's going to try and fix it for me to fight Roberto Duran over in England.
Sounds like a terrific prospect. Now, just finally, we've talked quite a bit about Michael Watson or the fight, the effect it had on you. But I'm sure it pleases you to know the British Boxing Board of Control reckoned that was the fight of the year. You weren't here to collect the award that went to you and Michael for that fight, but I'm delighted to say that I have it here. So, Nigel Benn, there you are, old son.
Thank you very much.
That is your award for taking part in the fight of the year.
much.
It certainly was a fight you might to remember. You might not want to remember it too much, but
yeah, I
don't
mind. That's great. Thank you.
Nigel, thanks for being with us. Good luck in the States. We look forward to seeing you back here.
Okay.
On your way towards the world title.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Nigel Benn there, and that's the boxing for now. We'll be off to a break right now. Coming up after it, we've got more of the day's news and later the snooze.